what's up? I'm Colleen and welcome to my channel. I'm just a girl who's enthusiastic about makeup and positivity, and when I say positivity, I mean bringing people up, not pushing people down. Being mean is not cool. Awesome people are not mean, so be kind all the time. So first of all, I just wanted to say sorry I've been kind of MIA this past week. My sinuses have been bothering me a lot and I just really haven't been up to taping or doing anything like that, so I'm finally starting to feel a little better. So I wanted to pop back on here, film a video, because I've gotten a couple of things in the last few days that I definitely wanted to talk about on here. Some of them are from Boxycharm. One of them is something I got from Sephora. And just to kind of give you my first impressions, opinions on a couple of these items. But before I do that, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a story time. If you don't want to hear my story, you can fast forward. I'll put the timestamp below of when I start actually talking about the products that I'm going to talk about in this video. But this is like a paranormal story. I don't know how you guys feel about this kind of stuff, but I definitely believe in otherworldly things. I know I've said that in a video before. But last Tuesday when I was driving home from work, it was around maybe 7:30ish. It had been raining a little bit, so it was a little cloudy. It was definitely dark. I'm driving home and there's this biker, a bicycle, on the side of the road. He had a little light on so I could see him. He was pedaling along. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just kind of twists himself, his bike, into the middle of the street in front of my car. So I was like, what the hell? So I was very confused and I stopped and I'm looking at it, and then I realized out of the on this part of my vision, I realized the biker's way farther ahead than he was before, because I could see the blinking light, but there's still this figure in front of my car. And I was like, what the hell? It freaked me out. I actually stopped my car, and then I'm looking back and forth, and then all of a sudden the figure on the bike that spinned out in front of my car just disappeared, and then there was just the biker that was way farther ahead than he was before. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if my eyes played a trick on me, but I mean, it was so vivid that I stopped my car because I literally thought this guy did something stupid and spun out into the middle of the road for no apparent reason. I mean, I don't know. It didn't scare me too much. I just was really confused. There was a car behind me. They probably thought I was insane because they're like, why is this girl stopping? Again, I don't know. If you have any ideas or have had any similar stories to that, please feel free to comment below to kind of just talk about your other ghostly encounters. If you ever want to if you're ever interested to hear other encounters that I've had, I could do a video on that. I've had so many. I don't know. Anyway, before I keep rambling on, let's get into what I want to talk about in this video. So the first thing I want to talk about, I actually got this as a sample from Sephora a little while ago, and I finally remembered to use it. It's the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I loved this, and I hate that I decided that I loved this because it's $52 for the full-size primer, but I noticed a difference with my foundation with this primer. It's, just like this. It's a cream, like that on your finger, and it's so smooth. You can't even really see it. But I feel that it made my foundation just go on nicer. I feel like it lasted longer. This has been on for hours. Of course, there's a few, smile lines and stuff. I haven't figured out the key to not get my smile lines and stuff to show up. But, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to try it for a few more times just to see if it was a fluke or if I really, really liked it. But first impressions is that I love it. And then I hate that because that's $52. And it's that's a lot because you go through a primer more than you go through, say you spend $52 on an eyeshadow palette. So yeah, it's just a lot. I don't know. Maybe there's a dupe. If you know a dupe for the Tatcha primer, please post it below because that would save my bank account, because as of right now, I'm kind of in love with it. Next thing I want to talk about is something I got from Boxycharm. I think it was 2 months ago, and I completely forgot that I had it. And I just remembered the other day. It's the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. This stuff is so much fun. And I found that it actually worked really well. My makeup's still set and everything. But it's a powder. But when you put it on, it does actually feel wet. I was confused because when I was putting it on earlier, my brush felt wet. And I was like, what? And then but nothing looks wet. So then I looked it up, and that's that's what it's supposed to feel like. And it's so cool. So it's a powder like this. It has one of those mesh things, which I'm not in love with, but you put your hand on it and it's cool. It's just, I mean, you really can't see it, but it's cooling. I think that's what makes it feel like it's cold, is it got a cooling effect or something. But yeah, it says keep me close to keep me cool. So, but I really enjoyed it, and I felt that it set my makeup really, really well. So if you also got this in your Boxycharm, or if it's just something that you've purchased before, please comment below, like if you like it or if you didn't. Again, I just used it like for the first time today, and I liked it, so I'm gonna keep using it, and then I'll give like my actual opinion on it. But based off first impression, I've just found like 2 products now that I'm like really into, and it's not good because I'm sure the Becca the one isn't entirely cheap either. Next thing that I want to talk about, which I was actually really excited about because I kind of wanted this, although I heard mixed reviews on it. So when I got a little like smaller version of it in my Boxycharm this month, I was really excited. It's the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial. It's usually Celestial Storm, but this is Celestial Thunder because it's a smaller version. It's 8 pan palette versus their original like 12 pan one. So it's just missing a few colors from it, but so let's open it up. And this is what it looks like right here. It's very nice, very pretty. It's missing a few of, I think it's, I'll list below the colors that is missing. But just based on this is fine for me. Like, I wouldn't need to buy the big one now because, be honest, I mean, I have so much eyeshadow. I definitely have the colors in another palette that are missing from this one. So this was just, you know, visually, it's very appealing. This goes together with what's inside here. You know, it's very, very nice. Let's do some swatches so I can show you. I'll do the mattes first. So we'll start with the 5 mattes first. We'll start with the color Zero Gravity, which looks like that. The next color is Lucid Dream. There's a pink right here. The next one is Storm Dust. And then the next one is Lunar Eclipse. And then the final one is Mystic Ice. I really do like the names of these. Sorry, I had to do that a little weird. But those are right there. And then the next 3 that we'll do are the shimmers, which is the first one is Eternal Light, and it looks like that. Next one is Fireball. It looks like this. What angle is my arm on? I have no idea. And the final one is Black Matter, which looks like that. Again, what angle am I doing this on? That's impressive. So you got the mattes on this side and the shimmer metallics on this side. So I only got it yesterday, so I wore it yesterday and then I wore it today. I'll just pop the look that I did yesterday over here just so you can see it. Based on really kind of just first impressions, it's an okay palette. I mean, it had mixed reviews, which is one of the reasons I didn't go out and get it right away. But I've said this before, I love like outer space themed palettes, so when like Celestial Storm, I'm like, oh my god. But I didn't because it did have mixed reviews. I would not say that this is a beginner's palette, because they're pigment, the mattes and everything, and all the colors, they're all very pigmented. There's a lot of color payoff. There wasn't too much kick up except with, which one was it? Lunar Eclipse. There was a lot of kick up when I used that today. For this look, I did Lunar Eclipse, Storm Dust, Fireball, and then Eternal Light. Yesterday, I had used Zero Gravity, Eternal Light, and Black Matter, and the look that I just posted right here. I found Eternal Light to be kind of hard to work with. It definitely needs to be used with your finger. I had a hard time with the brush, although I didn't wet the brush, but it was almost impossible. I feel like Eternal Light is pressed really hard. Like, I'm not like a technical like person when it comes to like how to make eyeshadows, but if I had to guess what the issue is, for me it felt like it was pressed very hard. It's a beautiful color on. It's gorgeous. I mean, all these colors on are absolutely gorgeous. Although, I mean, I haven't used Lucid Dream or Mystic Ice actually on my eyes. I've seen pictures and they look nice. But today and I did this look right here where I just put Lunar Eclipse in my crease, then I went in with Storm Dust on my lower crease and put it a little bit on my lids, and then put Fireball in the center. And because it was very, very monochromatic, I put a little bit of Eternal Light over Fireball to give it a little more shimmer. I did find that, I don't know if I had the whole one, if I would say this, but I can't do a complete look with this palette because I didn't have anything that I felt like I could go up here with, or really a color that I could go in my inner corner with. So I did reach for something else. But, you know, it's a great palette. I personally am glad that and I hate to say this, I'm glad I got it with my Boxycharm and I didn't buy the whole palette, because it's definitely not perfect. And like I said, it is not a beginner's palette because I do not think the colors are 100% easy to work with. I mean, this is just my opinion, but yeah. But I do like it. Like, it's not something I'd be like, ugh. Like, I will definitely use this, but I'm glad I didn't spend like the $45 and got the whole thing, because I do love their Berries and Cream palette. I think the palette is fantastic. It's one of my favorites. It was in my favorites video, and I think it's really, really awesome. I didn't find any of the colors that hard to use. I'm not, you know, I'm trying to give my honest opinion. This is not their best palette. Is it fun? Absolutely. Is it a great thing to get in your Boxycharm? Yeah, because it's not like a terrible palette. Like, I've definitely used worse, but it is not like, whoa, like on my top 10 of the most awesome, amazing palettes. But for color-wise, just because it is pretty, yeah, I do like it. It's cool that Boxycharm teamed up with Dominique Cosmetics and ended up getting the smaller version of this palette in there. So it's pretty cool. I was excited that I got it. The final thing that I wanted to talk about was I got I got Dose of Colors lipstick in my Boxycharm, and I've gotten Dose of Colors from them before. This is their color in Nude Mood. It's their matte. I'm wearing it right now. I really, really enjoy Dose of Colors, I'll swatch it for you, formula when it comes to, this is what it looks like, matte, because they do dry. They are lasting. I don't find them to be like insanely drying, where some of them can be. And it lasts. Like, I did touch it up a little bit before I did this video, but when I was at work and everything, like, you know, I drank a coffee, I drank some water, I drank a little bit of soda, I ate my dinner, and I only need to touch it up a tiny bit, and this was still on. Like, I used a napkin and everything. So, and I found that before, I find them, I like that their formulas. I don't own a lot of Dose of Color, but I do enjoy it, and I'm really glad that I got it in my Boxycharm this month. Oh, and then three other things. I got these little brushes from Boxycharm in my box too. I didn't use them yet, but they look like they're really fun. They're like face brushes. They look really cool. There's like their actual like brand apparently, which is cool. And then I got 2 sheet masks and a serum that I haven't used yet, so we'll see how they work. If I remember, I'll give an update. I know I said I was going to do the update on the, which one is it? Oh, the Hydrobiotic Dr. Brandt Recovery Sleepy Mask. It's okay. I mean, it's nice. I don't know if it like did anything insane to my skin. I mean, it made it feel nice. It didn't make it worse, but I don't know if it like did a whole lot, but it's not bad. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a really good week so far. As usual, I will always list everything that I'm wearing on my face down below, as well as a link to my Twitter and my Instagram handles if you want to follow me there. That's great. I post, you know, like makeup looks and my pets and everything in between doing YouTube videos there. So if you're just interested, please feel free to follow me there. As always, I'm so thankful that you guys are watching this video or subscribing or whatever. It's totally awesome. I appreciate it so much. And if you really liked this video, please feel free to give it a like. If you're not already subscribed, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. If not, that is totally fine. Thanks for stopping by. I still hope you have a fantastic day, and I will send you tons of positive vibes. So from one makeup lover to another, have a fantastic day, and remember, be you, do you, love you. Bye.